What up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. All of our 32 followers. This is episode number 8, and we have Samson, Folau,
nice to meet you,
and Harris, Malafala.
Boom, boom.
Stay tuned. These guys are the creators of Yo Samo and
HumorMe Media, but
Marketing.
HumorMe Marketing, sorry.
HumorMe Marketing.
I like the media though.
Media marketing.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Anyway, stay tuned.
All right, and we're rolling.
All right.
So we'll kind of jump in a little bit. Actually, so really quick. So HumorMe Marketing, media marketing. So for those who follow like on our social media and stuff, you probably recognize these guys more from Yo Samo. And so obviously we'll give the people what they want. We'll talk a little bit about Yo Samo. But what we'd really like to learn a little bit more about is kind of the HumorMe Marketing and maybe the story or what's led you to this point as well. So,
well, what is HumorMe Marketing? Like, how did you guys connect with? How did Yo Samo connect with?
We so I think we initially wanted to do a social media marketing company. Love marketing books, and there was that, and he's a professional marketing, and so we thought it'd be cool to do something that's specific to social media.
So just to that. So what do you do? So you're a freelancer or contracted media marketer. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yeah. So I'm a paid search specialist, a strategist, campaign managers. I used to work for Orange Soda, which is an internet marketing firm, and I would manage SEO, PPC, social media clients, and I have a book of business of about 50 clients. And the whole goal is to try to generate leads for my clients. And so, but now I'm just doing this.
Speaking of generating leads, would you mind like kind of showing the T-shirt a little bit? A little more?
Hey, hold on. Can we slow motion that really quick?
So that's great. Kind of tying it back to HumorMe Marketing and some of the strategy of Yo Samo and maybe how that is driving business to you, or whatever the strategy is. But let's tell them a little bit more about what our ultimate program is, and hopefully that ties in why we're interested in understanding what it is you guys are doing and the fact that you guys are taking action on those things.
Cool. Yeah. So really, the program is to help kids. High school age kids understand what is out there that can help them, or that might be
an opportunity.
An opportunity for them that they show interest in pursuing as they get older.
Cool.
Whether it is with school, whether it is with business, like whatever it is, we want, like, the goal is for us to help these kids open up their vision as to opportunities that they can create and that are out there so that they can succeed.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, and I also want to help you recognize and grow their skills that they may already have. Like, I think any Polynesian get together or family, friends, whatever, it's always loud, it's always funny. I think we have a natural ability to perform and, in front of audiences, or to at least entertain. And so that's why I love being part of the Yo Samo effort. Something that, and it's really Matt's the one that kind of helped me to identify and align with his vision with what we want to do with the Bula Leka program or movement. So the example that I use personally is growing up, my dad, first generation American, my dad never graduated high school. My mom graduated high school but never went to college or anything like that. And I yachte with my pops, the Port Cement, growing up like my whole life. And so the conversation was always like, you gotta, as I'm like pushing 10 yards of cement, from the street to the backyard, you gotta go to school so you can play ball, so you can make it to college. Right. If not, you're gonna be, doing this. Right. And so whatever the options are seem to be very limited.
It seemed like
and so where we want to connect with kids is to say, grasp that kid who has, for us, the word opportunity was just a word. There was no substance behind it. You know what I mean? Like a media marketer or an entrepreneur or a, director of this or whatever, IT. And so our hope is to be able to kind of bridge that gap and open up that view as to, man, I can do something outside of those things.
Nice.
I love it, man.
So
could you kind of say that conversation I think happened with all of us, like the dad and like, dude, you doing this? You don't want to do this the rest of your life. I remember that exact same conversation. We were moving railroad tiles. I was like dying. Dad's like, you don't do this again.
I think they're railroad tiles, but tiles too.
But
I get the point. Yeah, railroad ties because they tie the railroads together.
Dang. Yep. Now,
because
even if you don't have any knowledge, you can still do business, man. But I remember that when you said that, I remember specifically in the backyard holding that. It was so heavy. Dad was like, "You want to do this, son? Go to school.
Right.
Otherwise, you'll be doing this the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Working for somebody else."
And that's not a bad conversation because my parents, they wanted the absolute best. They had no understanding of what the other options were. Really quick, kind of go backwards a little bit. Let's talk about how we all connected and how we're sitting here first. So I think Harris and I were the first ones to connect. You want to tell us a little bit about that, Harris, and then where the introduction to Sam and Matt came in.
Yeah, so met Phil social media, just kind of man crushing on T Flex on Instagram, and then
like that.
Team Flex, and then I don't think.
I think the first time we kicked it was in Michigan, dude.
Yeah. So the first time I met, because we're big BYU fans, and we both flew out to separate flights. I was just with my brother-in-law Steve, and we went to Michigan. We met we met Phil and Parker and Tyson and Leland over there, and we just really bonded over that horrible loss that BYU had against Michigan. Just eating
and White Castle.
Oh yeah, they had White Castle.
The worst.
But we went to we went to a burger joint, and then also same thing with Matt, just man crushing on his Instagram, and then eventually just joining them at the gym since they live so close. Was happy that Phil moved out to Eagle Mountain, but Sam and I, we've been for like about 5 years since he moved into our ward here in part of the Eagle Mountain 14th ward, and really these skits he's always been doing them with his cousin. I was normally just the cameraman, just kind of feeding him just some ideas, and he would just execute them. And so we served together in the Young Men's program, Scouts, and we would just go on our little scout trips, and sometimes we would just leave our scouts and just go off and do our own thing. And so, that's where it all started with Sam. I mean, we started these skits a long time. We just decided to put it to social media just within the last 6 months or so. 7 months, 8 months.
Yeah. I remember, I still remember us meeting, it was in the sacrament, after sacrament. Harris, we stood at those pews, like, bro, I want to do a marketing business.
Yeah.
Like, for real? Like,
right
for
after
real.
sacrament.
You down? Like, dude. And it's just then, I think that's when we like, okay, let's do it. And that was like our official agreement. Let's do this, let's make it happen. And then, I don't know, just going back what you said, I think, before I forget, I think social media gives everybody an even playing ground, right? So if you have amazing talent, and especially if kids are watching this, you have so many different talents you can market. But social media changed the game as far as before you had to know like a talent agent, or you had to know someone who would push you through higher visibility. But now it's just all you, and you can do it yourself. I think that opens up so many possibilities for anybody that wants to take their skills or their talents seriously. So I think that's fantastic that you guys did.
Well, it goes back to you're good enough.
So yeah, there's a lot of pieces to our focus. So the Ultimate program is kind of that platform, but which is a good balance in our partnership is the self-talk, the mental self-talk,
right.
And which that's one of the principles we really want to base everything we do off of, is encouraging the you are good enough. Okay. That's what I had in mind too, the action part, right? Because I have hella ideas and people have hella ideas. What does Gary Vaynerchuk say about ideas?
They're shit.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So the action part. So part of
Gary's the man.
the want it like you say you do is the action. So, tell us a little bit about. So from the handshake, you know, from that point to actually taking action, to actually doing things, right? So the Yo Samo videos, like you can post videos,
like the execution part.
Yeah, and then transitioning that into the actual business piece of it, as far as the HumorMe marketing.
Okay. Yeah.
HumorMe.
So HumorMe marketing is you, both of you.
Both of us, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So that was the core. So we had an idea, because you would see so many humorous videos on Facebook and on YouTube, in tons, right? And they're ads for different companies. And every time we see that, like, man, I want to try that. And you know, we got humor stuff and more on the poly side, but that's a different flavor, I think, than the massively seen. So let's put a marketing company who's strictly honed in on humor. Anything's humorous, we can put a humor spin on things. So we thought it was cool. Then we did a reality check. Like, okay, you know, everyone thinks you're funny. Everyone thinks you're funny yourself. You know, you think, well, my joke is awesome. Like,
post your video, 0 like, wow, let's take this down.
So we were like, dude, we gotta test this. We think our stuff is funny, but that's just up between us two and some other guys. Let's test it on a bigger scale. So we built Yo Samo to be our testing ground. To be okay, let's put a video out there and let's see if anyone likes it. If they don't, then let's cut off this whole. We'll stop the whole humor marketing, because obviously the foundation was humor. If we don't have the humor, then wasting our time. So I think that's how we started our Yo Samo stuff. And then I think consistency was our goal. We wanted two videos a week, Monday, Thursday. And once we put that on paper, we've done that consistently since day one. Is consistently putting out videos. Yeah. And Harris is huge on finding that information out on points on consistency.
And I think another big part was teaming up with people that knew, that have the know-how or resources. So in this case, we combined with Gabe Reed. He's in our state presidency, but he's also a former BYU tight end, Chicago Bears tight end. He dropped the touchdown in the Super Bowl. But
you know,
it's okay. But he's still
he's still a good business partner.
Yeah, he's great. He's awesome. But he's Gabe. President Reed, he's a serial entrepreneur, and he had similar desires of wanting to start a marketing company. So Samson met up with him first, and they were like, "Hey, let's do this." Yeah. We got another guy, Keala. He's the VP of Vasa. He's one of the VPs at Vasa Fitness, and so combining with these people that have the know-how and the resources, and just really picking their brain is I think what kind of took it off. Just having that mentor or people that you can look to help you out.
So to that piece, you know, another part, I think one valuable part of the program that we want to create is the opportunity to network. You know, so let's say we are able to bring in businesses that allow us to funnel kids through and kind of give them a taste of what different opportunities look like. I think even more important, which is something else that Gary Vee has been stressing on, is not necessarily the internship, but the connections with people. So tell us a little bit about, because that's another piece that was outside of my circle of or my vision of why it was important or how it was going to benefit me, or the fact that I even deserved to be connected with a Gabe Reed or you know, a Samson Folau or Harris Matafada, right? So can you tell us a little bit about your guys' take on the importance of networking and connection, and you know, maybe how that's a part of your strategy?
I know for me, like my dad's my hero, my example. Like, he's the kind of guy who always walk with somebody and say hi, right? So if some people playing rugby, hey, how you doing? Who's playing? You know, can I play? And I learned that from him, just talking to folks. I think a big point I like to make on this video is, I think when we were kids, we get this mentality of too cool for school, right? So I gotta be hard, I gotta be tough, and so people respect me. Comes a point in your life when you start to mature, and you realize that the opposite is more powerful. The more I make friends with people, the more I value relationships, the stronger person I will be. And so you have to cross that bridge. You have to realize that being stuck right here, where I'm too cool, I'm gonna be hard, I'm not gonna talk to anybody, because I'm gonna try to give this feeling that I'm awesome, I'm tough. That's so down here as far as your ability to impact the world. Once you realize that that's not where the true value lies and who you are as a person. It's when you're making friends and when you're are willing to go out there and say hi to somebody, or be it maybe the guy doesn't want to be your friend, you look like an idiot, but you don't care because you got enough self-confidence that just because you don't be my friend doesn't mean I suck at life, doesn't mean that I have less self-worth. I'm good here, so I'm just gonna try to make a friend with everyone I can, because everyone has something that I can learn from, and I appreciate it. I learned that. I mean, I value that. So I think if you're watching the video, or the kids are watching the video, if they can make that jump to like stop that, don't waste time here. Take it to the next level. Start interacting with people, make some friends, go outside of your bubble, your comfort zone, make friends, and I think that's where all this happened. We were friends with Prez Reed, Gabe Reed, for long before this happened. He was friends with Kayla for years. So it's those relationships that you build way before any business idea comes along, because you value that friendship more. So now when the business idea comes around, dude, I trust Phil. I trust Matt. You guys are solid people. I would do a business with you. It's not the other way around. Me trying to talk to you about business and you don't know who I am personally. I already know you personally. I confide in you. I trust you. Business makes sense. That's my point.
Yeah. For me, associations are everything. It was once said that if you want to find out who a man is, show me his best friends and you'll find out who that man is. And so growing up in La Ie, I feel like everybody's parents were awesome, but it's who they decided to associate themselves with is kind of where they kind of diverged. So fortunately for me, and my parents were very instrumental in making sure that they knew who my friends were, their parents were. So since middle school, me and my group of friends, we pretty much did everything together. We all went on missions, and we're all married now. But I really attribute all of that to my friends. And so, taking that concept into business, you want to associate, or even fitness, whatever. You want to associate yourself with people who are where you want to be. Before I started with Matt and Phil, I could barely squat 2 plates. A lot of that was due to an injury, but then a couple of months of that, I was able to jump up to 3 plates finally. A couple reps, and then I hurt myself again.
That's another story.
The lesson is push yourself, but not too hard.
But I mean, who you associate yourself is who you are. I really believe that, and so, your associations really is everything to me, at least.
Yeah, I think that's one of, for me anyways, and that was one of the kind of aha moments. So, I was at not necessarily like in a dire situation, but it came to a situation, with family and things like that, and work, wherever, that I realized that my circle or my network was within 4 walls of a business that I was leaving. And the reason I felt at a disadvantage to that is because in that situation, I had no choice but the right choice for me was to leave that company. And all the networks that I had developed over a 10-year period had no benefit to me at all once I left. And so anyways, that helped me forced me to start to connect with people, kind of extend myself outside of that circle. And doing that has helped me to open up my view as to what's out there. So tie it all back to HumorMe marketing and Yo Samo. One of the things that really I want to talk about the strategy of the business itself. One of the things I admire the most is your guys' focus with Yo Samo, the Yo Samo side of it. Your guys' focus that your content is family friendly. So we're all fathers here. We have kids, but we storyboard a lot of ideas, and some of the ideas I wouldn't even like double take at. I'd be perfectly fine with it. But there's a conversation and there's some deep thought and consideration around our content and making sure that it's family friendly. And if you've been on the internet lately at all, you can see there's a lot of like crap that's out there that just goes viral. So tell us a little bit about what the thoughts were with that focus and being part of the brand, and maybe some of the obstacles that you guys face or advantages that you guys face in trying to promote HumorMe marketing and also Yo Samo.
So, for me personally, Yo Samo started around the time of the election, and my time or my wall or my timeline was just filled with garbage from both sides, really. And people that I normally would agree with, I was just tired of really just the conversation that was going on back and forth. It was just nasty, and so and that would affect my mood. So right then and there, I knew the effect that social media has on you. And so when I joined this, part for me was to make sure that what we're doing kind of just takes you away from that. We want to make sure that we're a positive influence rather than being that influence that kind of just ruins your day. You get into the arguments with trolls. They're never going to change. But we just wanted to post videos that really just made people smile, you know, just kind of change their outlook on the day or even in life. And being very kid friendly, and because I want my kids to be able to watch it. You know, sometimes I watch videos on YouTube and I'm like, no, you guys can't watch this. You know, you can't watch this. You know, and so I wanted to kind of create a small legacy. Like, hey, your dad was somewhat internet famous a little bit, and so you know, I want them to be proud of that. And that was my thought going starting Yo Samo.
I think for me, it runs deep as far as what's my name on my chest, right? So my last name is Folau. I represent my mom and my dad. I represent my grandparents. I represent my family and all their legacy before me. So especially a hit like in the military, you always wear Folau, right? My name was always on my chest. As a missionary, on my chest. Every single action I did, everything word I said, everything I did to anybody was a reflection on my family. And I think when you're a kid, you gotta pick a side. Like if I'm gonna be on the good side, I'm gonna be on this other side, right? So if I'm on the good side, define who you are. What does good mean to you personally, right? And if that's who I am, that's who I am. I'm not gonna change it for anybody. So I decided this is the definition of good for who I want to be, and I feel comfortable representing my family through my actions, through my words, through my deeds. And so everything I do in life, I want to make sure if my name is associated with that, that's me. And I can stand back and say, okay, that's cool. You know, I represented my family well. I didn't dishonor them. I didn't have my mom and dad like hang their heads down low. Like, man, I can't believe my son did that. That's the biggest fear I guess I would have is, or grandparents on the other side, like, dang, Sanchez went off. So I think if I was going to do this and we we're going to do this together, all that combined was just, I can't put my name on something that's not going to fully represent the goodness that I want to be or have reflected upon my family. And so I think that's a strong passion of mine, and I think passion of ours, and to fight through all the crazy darkness out there. I mean, I know it's just a laugh and a smile, but I appreciate the comments we get from people like had a bad week or a bad month, and they just need a laugh. They need something just to brighten up their day. And that's pretty cool to get those comments and support. And like you said, I think on the stuff with hot girls, you know, or a little more dirtier jokes, get viral faster. We understood that going in, but we wouldn't sacrifice who we are just to try to get more views, just try to get more in the level playing field with everybody else. If no one liked the goodness that we put out there and we're just no one watching it, at least us four right here would be laughing. I would still make videos and we still go with it.
Well, I think it goes back to the truth. Do you personally believe that being family friendly is what you are about?
Yeah.
It's the standards that you have. It's the standards that we all keep. If other people can't appreciate it, then what's the point? Like, don't watch it.
Yep.
But somebody else will.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it goes back to being who you are. And I know for me, and I know for you, for all of us, that name on our chest and that we carry means a lot. Mm-hmm. And everything that I do the same. Like, my grandfather played a big role in raising me, and so every time I try to make a decision, I always picture him there. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that, like, are you ready to accept that consequence, good or bad?
Mm-hmm. And
for me, it's always been, okay, well, if I know myself I'm ready for it, it's good. It's good enough. Yeah. And so I think for me, I really appreciate this because we relate on other levels. Yeah. So,
well, kind of there's a few points that I think this piece is all tied, or this conversation is tied in for me. So one, the importance of kind of the connection, the friendships, the relationships that you develop, because they balance out. There was a time, and there's still a time. There's certain things that my attitude would be like, whether you like it or not, like I'm gonna do it. It's me. It's what I'm gonna do. But there are also times that I found myself in where like I second guess everything that I do, because man, is it good enough, or will people like it? And then sometimes some of these kids, they may start to compromise some of those principles, some of those values, right? Because they want to be, especially we got girls. Yeah. Like, it's something that's always on my mind, but like it's in my heart, is like, dude, my girls, like, are they going to be strong enough to know that they are worth and they are valuable and they are absolutely everything that they ever need to be? Or are they going to run into a situation where they start to compromise because they don't feel that they are enough? And so, like, with the relationship right now, so something that Matt balances for me right now is because, and I'm open. When I tell this dude, man, dude, like, I got like self-talk in my head all the time, like man, I can't do this, like, but trying to kick this off as well. And so in that connection there, we've established, hey, this is what we're gonna do, and these are the principles we want to stick to, whether people watch or not. It's something that that we want to focus on going forward. We don't want to budge from that. To kind of not necessarily to recap, but maybe to summarize some of the things that we talked about. If we were to take principles, so taking that 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, or even freshman in college, who may not have any real direction, and not that any of us are millionaires in this room, but who may not have any real direction or understanding of who they really are, or what opportunities they have. If you guys were to give them, or talk to that person, and maybe some principles that you guys follow, and would suggest or advise others to follow.
But I think the ability to look in the mirror and love that person that you see looking back at you. I think the sooner you can get that at a young age, man, that goes so far. Even adults, even fathers, mothers nowadays still can't do that. To look himself in the mirror and love the person looking back at you. With all the faults, with all the weaknesses, and the strengths and the good things that you're good at, knowing that you continually get better and better. This right here is not my perfected person. I'm still working on it, and I got and seeing that in the mirror, like it's all good, but I love that person looking back at me in the mirror. I think if you take that, man, I have a strong belief that you can accomplish anything you need in this world. No matter who shoots you down, no matter who says you're not worth it, no matter who says you can't do it, none of that affects you no more. You got this inner power that just that breaks through any kind of negativity in the world that says you can't do anything. I think being able to do that, look in the mirror and saying you love that person. I think number two is twofold: consistency in what you do. And to go more specific on that one is doing something every single day, right? So if I have a goal, if I want to do something, if I want to be a sports star, if I want to be physically fit, and if I want to do a business, I got to be consistent, and I have to do something every single day, right? I think I'm a 100% believer in that if you did something every single day towards your goal, whether that's 1 hour, whether that's 30 minutes, and you did it every single day, you have no reason not to succeed in doing that. You'll be consistent day in, day out. But the magic of that is not only are you doing something 30 minutes that builds up every single day as far as how much work you put into your dream, your goal, but it grows exponentially. So that 30 minutes you do every single day, it starts to become faster and more monumental. Example of what we do here in Yo Samo. We were consistent, did a little bit every single day. We put our videos out there. It wasn't that big. And if we just did that, we would build, maybe if there's one follower or one extra like per video, we would have still made progress. But exponentially, we've grown faster and faster and faster, and that continues to go faster because we stay consistent. So I think no matter what your focus is or what your dream is, you have to be consistent, and you have to do something every single day. If you do that, I think that's the proof of the pudding. That's I think looking back at everything I've done in my life, I think it always boils down to is being consistent. I stayed with it, no matter it sucked. I was so tired, I didn't want to do it, but I did something every single day, and it helped me achieve whatever that goal I was set out to do.
Yeah. For me, I think you want to take what I say with a grain of sand, because I have a sugar mama, and she basically.
How do we get one of those? I need one of those.
So, I think you have to have an open mind. So I went to BYU. I graduated from the Marriott School of Business. Immediately, I got a job, hooked up with the job, and it was a good job. I was getting paid nicely. But then things changed in the company, and I just wasn't happy anymore. My wife was willing to go back to work. The company so she was a stay-at-home mom, and the company that she worked for previously, prior to becoming a stay-at-home mom, they had kept bugging her to come back to work. And so, after lots of prayer and fasting, we just made that decision that instead of me looking for a different job, she would go back to work. And it was, at first, it started off as a pay cut, a pretty significant pay cut. But we knew that our answer was, you're just gonna jump, just do it, figure it out. And so we did that. A year later, she was making more than I was making, and she continues to make more every single year. It's that accent. The accent,
dude. Cheers, dude.
Yeah.
I mean that. So yeah, that's the principle. Cheers.
So, Mary.
Maybe we should have brought the wife.
So for about 3 years now, I've been a stay-at-home dad, but I've had a bunch of different projects with this one being the most recent one and the funnest one for me. But I think having an open mind, not just trying to do what everybody else is doing. I went to school because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. My dad went to school and he said, if you want to be successful, go to school. And to an extent, I felt I was, but I wasn't happy. So I think having an open mind and really with lots of fasting and prayer, we're at where we're at now. And I feel like Yo Samo and HumorMe marketing, we're trending well. I'm happy with where it's at. We don't care with how fast it grows, but if there is anything, I think to have an open mind and just be willing to do what your heart says, if you're gonna say that, and get a sugar mama.
Yeah.
Sugar mamas make everything better, especially if they like their work. So, thanks, sugar mama.
With the accent.
Yes.
With the accent.
Find someone from New Zealand with an accent. It works.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I think that's a great place to wrap up. One, I was checking the numbers today, just over almost 25,000 now, right?
Yeah.
Almost 25,000, and people that I'll get asked, which at first they're like you guys do your videos, whatever, like kind of like, man, you guys do these corny videos for them. But now they're like, dude, how do we get in a video? And whether or not, like, what do you do it for? And like, honestly, and I told you guys, like right now I do it because it's fun. It's my wife lets me do it. We try to keep it concise, but it's super fun, and so really appreciate it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. We're all good.
Can I say that secretly I always wanted to be on this thing? Like when you guys first started, like, man, hopefully one day I get a chance to be on this. So I appreciate it, man. When I got that call, like, yes, we made it. We made it, bro. No, appreciate it, guys.
No, appreciate you guys. So check out Yo Samo. There's probably more followers of them out there, so you guys repost our videos.
That's done, dude.
Hey, but thanks for the love, guys, and till next time.
Ulalega.